we're going to use the next video clip to demonstrate how Excel can help you create a frequency distribution, making things a little bit easier. If you look at rows 1, 2, and 3, you're going to see that they're identical to problem number 1 on page 120. What I have done is I've copied and pasted each of those numbers along column A in cells 5 through 29, so it's all in one column rather than spread out. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to highlight A5 through A29. I'm going to click on Data, Sort, and I want to sort it from the smallest to the largest. It will give me the option of going the other way if we want it, but we want the smallest to the largest. So that reordered the numbers for me. What that allows me to do is it helps me figure out the range and the class size and things like that. According to the problem, we want 6 classes. First, we must calculate the range. And I'm just going to put labels here so we'll know afterwards what we're calculating. The range is the difference between the highest and lowest. So if we put an equal sign, and then if I highlight the highest number, minus, and then I highlight the lowest number, and then hit enter, it does that calculation for us. Now we said we wanted 6 classes, so we're going to do class size, and in the next field we're going to do an equal sign. We will take the number that we were calculated for range and divide by the number of classes we wanted. We wanted 6 according to the problem. Now it comes up 9.3333. We know that we have to have an even number for that, so we're just going to, next to that, punch 10 so we know that. If we do the pre-made chart that I have, we know the beginning of each class must now be 10 from the class before it. So if we know the beginning class is going to be 101, that means the next class is going to have to be a 111, which means the end of this class will be 110. We go down to the next, and that has to be 111 because the difference between this class and the class before it has to be, the lower levels must be 10 different. So this is going to go to 120. This is 121 to 130, 131 to 140, 141 to 150, 151 to 160. Now frequency, you can then, a couple different ways you can do this, but I'm going to show you a simple way that doesn't get too terribly complicated on you. What I would do is I'd go highlight the classes then. They're already in order, so if you highlight anything that's from 101 to 110 and pick a color, 111 to 120, and pick a different color, 121 to 130 and another color, 131 to 140 is another color, and we didn't have anything from 141 to 150. Oh, we did, one item. And then 151 to 160 we have an item. Now this makes it very easy to count. We had 2 items from 101 to 110. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items. For the next one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and 1. Now let's make sure we have the right number of items. If we do auto sum right below where we just did all the entries, and we want to calculate the sum of all of those, that comes out to 25. If you look back, you will find that we have 25 responses, so that's exactly where we're supposed to be. Next column, we are going to figure out the relative frequency, and then what that is what percentage of the total is that particular frequency. So if we do an equal sign, we're going to punch in this cell. That's the 2 we want to calculate. What percentage of that is the 25? Since we know it's 25, we can do that easily by doing it divided by 25. Now, if I go back to the cell, you're going to see we have a square around it. And the reason that's not a bold square like with some of the other ones we've done is because there's a line around it already. So this is just a way of making sure that you can see that it's different. But you do see the box in the lower right-hand corner. We're going to left-click on that little box when we have the cross and drag all the way down. That's going to tell you, if you look, we're going to click here. 2 divided by 25 is 8. Click on the next one, H8, which is this cell here, divided by 25 is 36. Now, the way to know that this is correct is if you do an auto sum of this group, it should come up to 1, because that's what makes it whole, and it does. On the next column, relative frequency, cumulative frequency. So when you start with the first one, the cumulative frequency is whatever that first one is. Cumulative frequency in the next line is the previous line plus whatever the new frequency is. We'll do the same thing. Equals previous line plus whatever the current frequency is. Now, if we take this last cell that we just did, go where the cross is, and copy and paste it down, you're going to be able to copy that cell down and it will pick it up. And you will find out that at the very end you have 25. So that's the easiest way to do a frequency distribution showing relative frequency and cumulative frequency. The other thing I want to show you about this is relative frequency is either calculated according to percentage or according to a decimal, so that the decimals add up to 1. If it's by a percentage, then it has to add up to 100%. If we change this group of numbers to a percent, it still adds up. That will end this piece on cumulative frequency. Thank you.